Okay, welcome back to the Jamie Ross Show. Today in studio we have the owner of Words Bookstore, Jonah Zimiles, and we're going to be talking. April's coming up, which is Autism Awareness Month, and you have a whole series lined up. Now, first of all, let's talk because you have a very unique mission with the bookstore. You want to let us know what that's about?
Yeah, we actually have two missions with the bookstore, so I can tell you about them both quickly. We were not planning to open up a bookstore in September of 2008 when my wife was walking in town with her son. We have two children. Our son Daniel is now 14, who has autism, and they were walking in town and saw a sign on Goldfinch that said, we're going out of business November 1st unless somebody from Maplewood buys the bookstore. My wife came home and said, guess what, I think we should buy the bookstore. And I thought she was nuts because we have no experience with books or had any interest in retail or anything like that.
Huh. So did it actually say unless someone from Maplewood buys the bookstore?
So unless someone from Maplewood buys the bookstore. And we've been looking around for community projects. So we had two missions in mind. I mean, we've been thinking about it. The first was that we thought it was very important for Maplewood to keep a bookstore in town, and if anything, to expand it. And to be kind of a community center for the town. And the second purpose was that my wife and I had talked about the possibility of down the road opening up a vocational training center for people with autism. And what my wife suggested was that instead of doing a kind of a theoretical training center or a training center that taught people skills in the abstract, why not do it as a fully functioning business? And I thought that was a great idea, and so that's really what we're doing, and we've turned it in terms of the autism mission into having five components, only one of which is the vocational training. So far, we've had 10 kids with autism work in our store in the first year, and what we're hoping to do is to train them in job skills, after which they would be able to go on and get full-time permanent jobs.
Okay, great. And as we said, April, let's see, we have pretty much every week.
And we have 6 days of events.
Thursday, Wednesday, Sunday, it's a whole mix. Do you want to highlight any of these?
Sure. The first one is, what I'm really thrilled about is that we've been able to get really national. April is Autism Awareness Month, and we're getting, nationally recognized experts in the field to come to Maplewood to speak to us. And I'm also happy because we're getting some of our own local talent as well. On April 8th, we're fortunate to have a scientist from Autism Speaks, which is the leading autism organization in the country, and they don't usually go out into the field and speak places, but they were kind enough to send one of their, they have 3 in-house scientists, they're sending one to us to speak about the latest scientific developments. And anyone who's interested in science, or anyone who's interested in autism, I would urge you to come. And then we're following it up with 2 events the following week. One is Dr. Barbie Zimmerman-Beer, who's a leading physician, is going to talk about some alternative treatments to autism that are a little less traditional. She's a prominent physician, and we have for those of you who are more literary inclined, we have an in-house book group that my wife's going to lead, talking about a recent book by Jodi Picoult that stars or profiles somebody with autism in it. The 2 events that are coming up after that I'm really excited about are on Sunday, April 18th, we're going to have sort of a mini autism day in Maplewood, and that's where we're profiling real stars in the autism field that we have in Maplewood. Mary Beth Walsh, who is a mother of a child with autism and a PhD, has written about autism and faith, and she gives an incredibly moving talk about how her church has embraced her son and what houses of worship can do help families with autism, and frankly, what individuals with autism have to offer houses worship. So I think that's fantastic.
Wow.
The mayor and Mayor DeLuca and Superintendent Osborne have been kind enough to appear to talk about our town's commitment to people with autism. Maplewood's just an incredibly unique place in terms of how warm and welcoming the residents are to. It's very tough to be a parent of someone with autism to go into stores and things like that.
Right.
And
And it's such a growing issue lately. I mean, it was, what's the current, 1 in 150, but then I heard it's even more so than that now, right?
According to the CDC in Washington, it's 1 in 110.
Wow. Yeah.
And I suspect that that's dramatically undercounted. So it's really
amazing.
Epidemic proportions.
Yeah. And I mean, it's great that we're just part of it, and you have some great speakers come into the bookstore as well. I just want to, I mean, you've had Mario Cuomo.
Yes.
You have Steve Forbes.
Yes.
You've had
Tom Kane. And John Robinson.
And John Robinson, who was here, and Brad Parks. You know, so I mean, anyone you get, feel free to invite them on the show.
And in fact, I don't know if this will be up in time, but Friday we're having this couple, Annabelle Gurwitch and Jeff Kahn, who wrote this hysterical book.
All right.
You say tomato, I say shut up. Love story, and it's really funny. So we don't just have autism. April's kind of Autism Month, but we try to do stuff for the town along.
Right, and again, you got into the book business just from just because it's there, and then you even upgraded within a short period of time because Goldfinch was on Baker Street, and then
that was the deal I called my wife. I said, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it big time.
Okay.
And so we moved. We loved Richard Roberts, which had been there, but the store had been vacant for a year, and particularly again after Lehman Brothers and the problems in the economy, we felt that it was very important for Maplewood to have a great, nice big store right in the front.
And it's very nice that that Maplewood also really is kept with really having no. It's not a Barnes and Noble. It's all privately owned businesses in Maplewood. There's no chains, which are. It's really nice. We've kept that.
It's phenomenal, and I understand that's a new trend throughout the country. Actually, Maplewood is there's a kind of a backlash against malls and chain stores, and there is a new big trend nationally to try to create small downtown areas. Unfortunately, we're ahead of the curve in Maplewood.
Right. And also, we kind of went off the path here. There's two other 21st and the 28th. There's two more autism.
Just briefly, the 21st is as far as I know, first time ever done. We as parents feel particularly grateful to all of the special needs teachers and aides and speech therapists and occupational therapists. I have probably 12 to 15 people work with my son every week, or it's not unusual for people to have that. And these people really deserve a big thank you. So we're opening up the store. We're going to give huge discounts on all the books for them, and have refreshments and speakers. And it's just our night to say thank you to any individuals like that. And then the following week we have Dr. Bridget Taylor. I think on the
28th, Monday.
On Monday
at 2 p.m.
I think Monday's the 26th, if I'm not mistaken.
26th,
At 7:30, Dr. Taylor, again, she's with the Alpine Learning Group, which may be the premier autism school in the country, and it's just incredibly exciting to have her come speak at the store, and we're honored to have her.
Great. Okay, well, thanks again, and thanks for all you're doing for autism. And
thank you, Jamie. We love Maplewood Online.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your support.
Thanks a lot. And again, we'll post this on the site. And April is Autism Awareness Month. Come out to Words. You should make at least one of these. Everyone in town.
Terrific.
All right. Thanks
Thank
a lot,
you very
Jonah.
much.
All right. Take care.